everyone, it's Alicia and welcome back into my kitchen. And if this is your first time here, hello and welcome into my kitchen. Well, this is the first video I'm filming since the election, and if you subscribe to progressive views like me or Bernie Sanders and the squad, we still have a long way to go, but Rome wasn't built in a day, and thank goodness Orange Caligula will no longer be in charge. And so with that, there's a lot to celebrate. So this recipe is going to be for mulled wine, which is a classic holiday drink made with red wine and citrus juice and spices. And this particular recipe comes from a man who solidified a lot of the classic wintry, Christmassy food and drink and traditions we think of today, Charles Dickens. This recipe is for a drink he called Smoking Bishop, because it was served piping hot, and since it was made with red wine, it must have reminded him of the heavy red cloaks that bishops wear. And it's very simple to make. This particular iteration comes from the How to Drink YouTube channel, which I will link below because it's a fantastic channel if you love cocktails and making cocktails at home. My only twist on this is I will be making it in the crock pot instead of cooking it on the stove the way it's done in How to Drink's video and the way Charles Dickens himself would have made it, because if you cook it in the crock pot, first of all, it makes your house smell amazing and warm and holiday-y, but also if you cook it in the crock pot, there's no chance of having the heat too high and burning off the alcohol. And of course, the whole point of drinking wine is to get drunk. So with that, let's make this wonderful toasty holiday classic, Charles Dickens's Smoking Bishop. And here are the first few ingredients you will need for the Smoking Bishop. And of course, I can't tell now which is which in these two glasses because they're both red wines. But in these two glasses, I have equal amounts of red wine, in my case Cabernet Sauvignon, and in the other glass is ruby port. And port, for those of you who don't know, it's a very sweet dessert wine. I had to look it up myself because I'm like, I don't know what port is. I had heard of it, but it always sounded really fancy and I wasn't sure what it was. But anyway, port is a very sweet dessert wine. It is typically served in little teeny tiny 3-ounce glasses and is accompanied by cheese and dried fruits and is served after the meal. But in this case, it's going in our Smoking Bishop. And just so you know, the ingredients here are the recipe cut in half. Charles Dickens was not playing around with his mulled wine because the full recipe involves an entire bottle of wine and an entire bottle of port, and it was meant to be a social drink that everybody shared. But in this case, since I'm only making it for 2 people, I'm cutting the recipe in half. But in the description, I will put in the full recipe. So here in these 2 glasses, I have 1.5 cups each of port and red wine. And in this little cup, I have the spices that are an equal amount of ginger, nutmeg, and allspice. And this is the only ingredient I didn't cut in half because it's a 1/4 teaspoon each of the spices. Any good mulled wine has plenty of spice in it, so there you go. And here I have 1/4 cup of brown sugar. So what I'm going to do first is to put all these ingredients in the crock pot and stir them up so everything dissolves and set it to low. And for any mulled wine made in the crock pot, the go-to time is to cook on low for 3 to 4 hours. And in the How to Drink video, when it was made on the stovetop, he got the wine components simmering while the other ingredient, which I'll get to in a minute, was being prepared. So I'm going to keep that also in mind and start the wine mulling while the other ingredient is roasting. And here is the other element to the Smoking Bishop. These are 2 oranges that I studded with 5 whole cloves apiece, and these are going to go into a 350-degree oven for anywhere from 1 hour to 90 minutes until the skins are lightly brown and the cloves are a little bit ashen. Basically, we're going to roast the oranges with the cloves so they get all citrusy and spicy and yummy and soft, and then we will cut them open and put their juices into the wine. So with that, I'll put these in the oven and see you guys when it is time to add them to the crock pot. And here are the oranges out of the oven. As you can see, their skin has darkened a little bit and they smell amazing. They smell exactly like what you would think orange studded cloves would smell like, but also add the fact that they've been roasting in an oven and they just smell warm and Christmassy. It's amazing. And here's the orange juice. And word to the now wise, don't slice the oranges right away. I don't know why. I thought they wouldn't be burning hot, but they were, and I burned my hands trying to juice the oranges. So yeah, definitely roast them like an hour before you want to get the wine going, and then juice them once they've cooled down a little bit. But yeah, I've got the orange juice, and in here in the crock pot is the mulled wine, and it smells amazing. And since I'm only doing half the recipe, and most mulled wines in the crock pot are full, meaning the whole crock pot's filled up, they say for 4 hours, and so this is gone for 1. So I think I'm gonna add the orange juice and let it cook on low for another hour, and then just switch it over to the warm setting, so that way it'll be nice and warm and ready for us to enjoy for after dinner drinks. So yeah, this is the last step. Add the orange juice to the wine and then let it amalgamate. And here is the smoking bishop. It smells amazing. It just smells like Christmas. It smells citrusy and you can smell the spices in it. And also, if you want, you can slice up another orange and put it in the crock pot or the pot you have on the stove, or if you put this in a punch bowl and just have pretty orange wheels studded with cloves to garnish. But since it's just me and my sister at home, you know, I'll just have it like this. And here I have the glass I'm gonna put it in. I don't have any fancy quart or punch glasses, so I'm just using a stemless wine glass. And as you can see here, I have a spoon in it, because if you're gonna put a hot drink in a glass like this, whether you're making a hot toddy or having mulled wine, put a spoon in it, because it will absorb most of the heat when you first pour it in. If you don't do that and you just pour the drink into the glass, it could crack, and obviously you don't want that. So put a spoon in when you pour in the drink, and then it should be all good to go. And here it is, the smoking bishop in the glass. Look how cute he is. Just a wonderful warm winter drink. And if you make this too, please let me know what you think. And remember to check out How to Drink's YouTube channel. And so with that, I'm going to enjoy my evening sipping this and listening to Christmas music. So thank you for watching, and hope to see you soon, and God's bless us, everyone.